Hello, it's Miss Heather, piano and voice teacher at Conservatory of the Ozarks, recording a video to help me study for my Hymnody comps and orals for my Master's of Music degree. I'm going to be reading about Johann George Ebeling, an article by Victor E. Gaybauer. In view of the 2007 quadricentennial of Paul Gerhardt's birth and baptism, cantors of the church offer a series of articles to commemorate both the great hymn writer and those who contributed to his enduring influence. Gerhardt celebrations are encouraged throughout the year, culminating on or near the church calendar's commemorative date of October 26th. Gerhardt resources are posted on the ALCM website, and summer's conference session will include a session on Gerhardt celebrations. Johann George Ebeling, 1637 to 1676. Life and works. Johann George Ebeling holds an honored place among those contemporaries who contributed to Paul Gerhardt's massive legacy. While the famous pastor, poet, and physician Johann Rist shared Gerhardt's birth year, Ebeling followed Gerhardt in death by just a few months. Born the son of a book printer in Lüneburg, a center of music publication, the youthful Ebeling was gifted enough to receive his prince's support in studying music. He also pursued theology at the University of Helmstedt after 1658 and then worked as a musician in Hamburg, where his patrons included Johann Rist himself. After Johann Krieger's death, Ebeling succeeded him as a principal musician at the Nikolai Church in Berlin and music instructor at the Grey Cloister. In 1667, following Paul Gerhardt's dismissal by the Elector of Brandenburg for refusing to abandon the Lutheran confession, Ebeling left Berlin for Stettin. There he taught music, Greek, theology, and poetry. He died in 1676, apparently from an illness which also took his wife a few days later. He had married 3 times, was widowed twice, and had fathered 4 children. Ebeling is viewed as the successor to Johann Krieger in several ways, especially his attention to Paul Gerhardt's hymns. Ebeling composed a number of sacred choral works and authored what some scholars thought was the first music history text, the Archaeologiae Orphicae, anyways, like an anthology of ancient music, something like that, in 1675. Like Krieger, he advanced simpler music in cantional style. Although Krieger was the first to publish Gerhardt's hymns with added music, it was Ebeling who issued a complete edition. It was compiled in a series of 10 booklets, each with 12 hymns. They appeared in 1666 and 1667 and were subsequently gathered in a single volume titled Pauli Gerhardti Geistliche Andachten, Paul Gerhardt's Sacred Devotions. Ebeling supplied an estimated 112 of 120 melodies. The appearance of the very first booklet actually took place during the days in February 1666 when Gerhardt lost his Berlin position due to church politics. The booklets were each dedicated to one or more leading men and women who had provided financial support for the project and thus amounted to a partisan endorsement of Gerhardt. No wonder Ebeling left Berlin shortly after Gerhardt's departure. Musical style. Musically, Ebeling is a reminder not to view Lutheran hymnody as a rock-ribbed solemn collection of rhymed dogma, an attitude too often advanced in our current worship wars. Ebeling followed Krieger in providing music which combined confessional, spiritual commitment with a growing emphasis on expression of inner spiritual feelings, using folk and dance rhythms within well-crafted music. Ebeling honored in music the structure and spirit of may not have the rest of the article. I think this is the end of it. The structure and spirit of Gerhardt's texts. I think I have a page out of order here. More so than other leading composers of the time, and move beyond the bar from traditional and move beyond the bar from tradition found in many earlier hymns. For example, in Warum sollt ich mein den Gramen? Why should cross and trial grieve me? The rhyme scheme of A, B, B, A, C, C, D, A, B, B, A, C, D, D, C is reflected in the melody, which repeats itself only on the B and D elements, thus providing unity, while the two parts of the hymn remain distinct. Somewhat unusually, one of Ebeling's most popular melodies, Die Güldene Sonne, Evening and Morning, is through composed, though it also honors Gerhardt's two-part strophe and achieves musical unity through motivic similarity. Varied use of hymns. The more personal spirituality of these hymns was reflected in their use. Ebeling certainly followed earlier models aimed at congregational use, but he also produced hymns supplied with only a melody and general bass for use in either the home or church. 4-part settings with 2 descanting instruments would have been used in the congregation. A simpler manner for voice and harpsichord was available at home. Ebeling thus helped generate the tradition of the sacred solo aria, which became so popular and paved the way for some of the most emotionally gripping moments in later music, including Bach's choral works. Ebeling's collection of Gerhardt hymns went through many later editions and were used as a principal source as late as the 19th century. We owe him many thanks for that and for the expressive melodies which have become standard entries in even the most recent hymnals. Well, good job, Ebeling. Thanks for your contribution. Thumbs up for you.